Hello and welcome back to our Shaman series, and we're gonna take on this guy because he's actually attempting to raid one of our villages, and we don't really want that, do we? No, we don't like that one bit. So we are going to go for their archers, I guess. I mean, that does seem to be what we want to do here, so we're just going to engage the archers as best as we can. Technically, what I could do is I could teleport all of our forces over there. That might actually be kind of fun, don't you think? I think that might be kind of fun. So maybe we'll do that. I don't think so right now. I think we're probably just gonna do our standard thing here, and I'm going to literally just use this, buff all of our forces. There we go. And then we're gonna be using a little bit of a brain burster. Boom. There we go. Nice. We hit 37 people. Now we can cast this, and then we can do a little bit of teleportation, I think. There we go. Nice little teleport right there. I thought because it only has a cost of 10, I should really use the teleport much more often, because why wouldn't I, right? Why wouldn't I? What is preventing me from doing that? And we should probably just tell my forces to charge, to be honest, because let's face it, they're being attacked from every single area, and it's probably a good idea to just get them involved in whatever they can get involved in, and hopefully we're going to have a good time here. I mean, it does seem like well, it does seem like we're doing pretty nicely, so I don't think we need to worry too much about it. And indeed, the most problem that we're going to have, or biggest problem, shall we say, is that it is going to be our cavalry. Yes, the enemy's cavalry. They're going to be the main issue here. Thankfully, I don't think we need to worry too much. Oh, nice hit. Unfortunately, not enough to kill him. Not enough to actually even knock him off his mount. I've got a very high chance of knocking people down, so I'm actually quite surprised that we weren't able to get him off there, but that's okay. You know, we're going to try our best. There's you know, different strokes for different folks kind of deal. So, you know, who knows? Maybe he's got a different, I don't know, a different taste, shall we say. Yes. Anyway, oh yeah, by the way, I did get some trolls. Yes, I actually went and got some trolls. It took a little bit of time for us to even get them, because apparently they are very stubborn. For some reason, I have two. Does that mean that my third one was killed? I only have 3. I wanted to get more, but, well, let's just say that they take up a huge amount of space. Yes, they take up a massive amount of space in your army. So, generally, I actually had 318 spaces in my party capacity. And what ended up happening is it reduced my overall party size to 290 or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty significant amount. Let's see, did my trolls actually get killed? I don't think so, right? No, there we go. They actually got 3 kills. Actually, no, 8 kills, sorry. And there you go. That is pretty nice. Not too bad. We're getting 58 influence for that. Obviously, we're going to take this guy prisoner. We're going to take all of these fellows prisoner. And as you can see, we still have 292 available there, which is kind of sad, to be honest. I was kind of hoping that we'd have a little bit more nice things to write home about, but yeah. Anyway, this is probably not going to work because I don't have enough teeth. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do something about that. So yeah, we'll see what we can do at least. Anyway, we're still leveling up our leadership skill. We're still leveling up, well, pretty much everything else as well. Hopefully, our spellcraft is going to hit 200 sometime soon. I'm going to try to continue cycling through our spells as best as I can. And as you can see, the village was successfully saved with our help, which is very nice. And now we're going to make our way over to Grimgor. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it there. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I am going to suffer a couple of desertions. I don't want to fight this guy just yet. I'd love to fight him, you know, basically immediately. I'd like to fight him right now, but that's not going to happen because we need to get rid of these guys for influence. Oh, hello, traveling merchant. Okay, could be kind of useful. I mean, we've got a necromancer staff here, not really that good, to be honest. I'm actually not going to do anything with this guy. Yeah, there's well, I mean, there is some point, but he doesn't have any money, you see, and he hasn't really got anything that I really super desperately want. I do have to admit, though, the wood elf bows and stuff like that are absolutely amazing, and they're very, very useful. But yeah, I'm just going to continue on. But I was kind of hoping to get maybe some Orc Shaman stuff, But, you know, we get a little bit unlucky in that regard. So let's go and donate the prisoners. And we'll just go and do that. 140. Look at that. 140 influence. Absolutely insane. And there is actually a quartermaster here. So I'm thinking that maybe what we want to do... Do we want to donate... Do we want to donate loot? Do we want to donate loot? Or do we want to sell the loot for money? Because I could also donate shinies, right? Because I have a pretty significant amount of cash, and we're going to be getting more. So let's donate 50,000. Did we actually donate 50,000, or did it not do that? Because it feels to me like shinies donation doesn't work. But let's actually just see. No, it did actually work. There you go. And I got 500 teeth. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. All right. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, it seems like I did actually level up my forces, so I didn't even need to do that. All right, okay. Well, there you go. That happens, right? That happens. Okay. Yeah, so otherwise, apart from that, I have been attempting to pray at the Shrine of Mork every single time I can. As you can see, we're getting a 16,000 every single day. We're going to be getting even more as time goes on as well. It's going to be pretty crazy. And I am actually going to go into a battle against these guys because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? We've got a very, very large advantage, or it feels to me like we have a large advantage. Maybe that's not correct, but I do think so. Let's go in here. There we go. Thank you. Okay, they're actually wanting to fight us as well, which is great. So I'm very much looking forward to fighting a slightly larger party, because despite the fact that it probably is going to result in us suffering some pretty hefty casualties, I don't really mind. That's kind of what it's all about, isn't it? You know, it's kind of what it's all about, you know, being an orc and going in against the humies, crumping them all. You know, we got to crump them all. We got to crump them really, really nicely. Saying it like that is just hilarious. Okay, so yeah, otherwise what we're going to do is, again, the same thing. All we do is target the highest population section of the enemy's forces. Which means, if they have 144 infantry, we're going to go for the infantry. If they have 144 archers, we'll go for the archers. Then once we have firmly established that we will absolutely destroy them, then we will be switching on over to a full-on charge. I think that sounds like the best course of action most of the time. Let's see whether that actually holds true in this particular engagement as well. Hopefully it will. I am going to be using... Oh, there's nails straight away. There we go. Alright, so that's obviously going to help us quite nicely. Let's use Gaze of Mork a little bit here. A little bit of damage. Nothing really to write home about. We can use Brain Burst to do some damage. Nothing to write home about. And we'll otherwise use Call of the Green. There we go. And let's make sure that our forces can just go straight on in there. I am actually thinking that we might want to charge... You know what? Let's charge them straight up. Let's charge them straight up. I feel like getting more forces involved is just going to make all the difference in the world to how much we're able to do here, how much we're able to generate as well. Because I would, of course, like to generate as much winds of magic as possible. Because otherwise, we might have some issues. I do want to obviously level up my two-handed skill too. So I am going to try to get involved myself. Nice. Oh, we're getting some nice cleaves. Oh, okay. Hello. That's nice. Obviously, I don't have the rune that allows me to cleave or anything like that, so I'm actually quite surprised that we're doing so well here. And I can use Gaze of Mork if we want to. You know what? Hello. You know what? Oh, I'd love to use my teleport right now, but I can't see... Can I jump while I'm doing this? I don't think so, right? Oh, I can jump. Oh, okay, that's actually interesting. Okay, let's do this. Boom. There we go. We've caught up with the archers immediately. Unfortunately, this doesn't... it doesn't preclude the fact that my forces are just going to decide to do something completely different, obviously. It doesn't literally, you know, prevent them from doing that. So that's kind of unfortunate. But they are a little bit closer, I guess. They are a little bit closer than they were. So I guess that kind of helps them. But... yeah, you know, not exactly what you'd like, right? Not exactly what you'd like. I am actually going to use this against these guys. Try and do some... No, not bad. Okay, a little bit of damage. As I said, basically, I'm going to just try to get little bits of kills here and there. I'm not really going to be going for anything too spectacular because there is... I mean, I don't think there's really much point in that, really. I don't know. Let's do some damage here. There we go. Knock down 32 targets. Look at that. Insane. Insane. And, of course, wounding them all for a pretty decent amount as well. That's obviously going to make a pretty significant difference. Let's use Artist Nails. Artist Nails on as many as people as possible. There we go. I mean, can we even... I'm not entirely sure. Do orcs say people for themselves? I don't think so, right? They say the boys. Yeah, they say... yeah, there's... Yeah, the boys, right? Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that? Almost got absolutely murdered by that guy. That would have been pretty bad. Okay, 15 seconds until that's back up and running. Maybe we can do something with that. Nice little bit of damage from our... well, 30-second cooldown right there. Not too bad. And I think we should be... I mean, we're obviously going to be completely fine here. I mean, it does seem very, very likely. Boom. Nice damage there to 22 targets. Stop those guys from doing any damage to us. That's obviously exactly what we want. I kind of want to stay alive, so I don't really want to get myself killed if I can help it. And let's see here. Can I use... Yeah, I can use Hand of... Okay, let's do this. There we go. Get our forces behind. Some of our forces behind, because we want to do a bit of a pincer movement right there. And that's going to make a huge difference to how much we're able to crump the humies. Yes. Were you saying it in my normal voice? No, that doesn't really sound right, does it? No. It sounds a little bit off. I'm not entirely sure. Are there any orcs that actually speak normally? Or do they all speak like that? I don't know. I wouldn't know, as I say. I'm not entirely sure. Would be funny, nevertheless. Would be very, very funny. Anyway, I believe that's it. We've literally lost basically no one. We lost 15 troops, which is extremely nice. As you can see, most of the ones that we've lost have been goblins, which is great. That's exactly what they're for. No offense to the goblins. But yeah, that is exactly what they are for. We want them to be the fodder, basically. Did any of my trolls actually get killed right now? Because I or did they leave? Did they leave my party, even despite the fact that I have them at the top? If that is the case, that's actually kind of sad. No, I have 3 of them. As you can see right there, I actually have 3 of them. So that's kind of strange. Alright, well, let's get some of these guys. Just gonna... I'm not entirely sure if we even want to level these guys up. I mean, literally, look at that. It's going to cost me 563. Actually, no, it's not going to cost me 563. I'm actually getting 563. That's pretty nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to try to take what I can here. I'm still going to get 563. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure why I'm still getting 563 from that, but that's okay. That's fine. As you can see, we're getting dragon blood for this. And dragon blood... Yeah, dragon blood is... Well, kind of useless, to be honest. I don't think any of the enchants that we want to do require dragon blood. I could be wrong about that, obviously, because I haven't fully explored what we can get, because there are going to be additional enchants when we complete the second stage of the quest, according to someone in the comments. They let me know that that was the case. So that's nice. That would be wonderful if we could maybe do something with that. But obviously... As we've seen, I've looted an additional shrine since last episode, and we're going to be going over to another one in just a second because, well, we need to, of course. We need to continue, keeping on top of that as much as we possibly can. And you can see here we are going to be... I can't even donate them all. Look at this. I can't even donate them all. This is crazy. All right, I guess I'm just going to go for that then. 103 influence, and I guess I'll sell the rest. And what about this guy? Does he have scouting skill? No, he has steward skill. I don't know why these guys have steward skill. It's kind of a bit strange. But, yeah. One thing, the reason why I was like, oh yes, what about scouting skill? Yeah, the reason why I wanted scouting skill is because apparently that determines your likelihood of being able to recruit trolls. So I was like, okay, yeah, we should probably get our hands on some scouting skill if we can find a companion that can do that. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So, yeah, we're going to have to see what we can do a little bit later on. And, yeah, I'm actually going to go over here to the Shrine of Manan. And we're going to see if we can... loot it. Oh, hello. We got a couple of people fighting over it. And if this guy wants to fight me, then I'm going to, welcome him with open arms. I'm perfectly happy with that. And there you go. Okay, so we've got another one. So let's actually keep an eye on the date. Let's keep an eye on the date right now. So the date is Spring 9. So at Spring 14 is where we want to try to go back to the Shrine of Manaan, because what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to be as aggressive as possible when it comes to raiding the shrines, because we need to make sure that we do this, because if it takes us, I mean, obviously it's going to take us an inordinate amount of time for some reason. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's because of the global. It's because of the global cooldown. That obviously we already know why, but yeah. Anyway, point is, if I can, oh, that's over 1,200 people. That's actually almost 1,200 people. I am not going to be able to fight that amount of people. I can probably deal with maybe half that. We might be able to deal with half that, but as it stands, probably not anything. Oh, hello. What is he doing? Wow, this is a bit of a weird one. A bit of a weirdo. Bit of a weirdo right there. I'm going to just auto-resolve it because I want to try to finish this guy off as soon as possible. And I'm not entirely sure. You know what? We're not going to take that many people. We're just going to take the tier 4s and above, and we're just going to get a little bit of teeth from this. To be fair, I don't really care about the teeth that much, but I'd like to level some more of our people, and that's the only way we could do it. Oh no, Goblin Wolf Riders. I absolutely hate Goblin Wolf Riders, no offense. I think they're probably fine for a little bit of a distraction here and there, but generally they're just not that effective unless you have an insane amount of them. Anyway, let's actually see what we can do here. I could probably fight these guys, don't you think? I could probably fight those guys. Let's actually just see what we have here though. Pristine Streets is what I'll take. Let's go for Famous Commander. Yep, there we go. There's the plus 50%. That's what we're going to get. And we'll also go and take Berserker, because, you know, the other thing is basically pointless. We're never going to be above 90% HP. Or at least most of the time we're not going to be. And we could go for some athletics, or we could go for some two-handed. I think going for... I actually don't know. I feel like athletics is... Yep. Athletics is probably going to be the no-brainer here, because it's going to get us that additional point in endurance, the additional point in vigor as well. I mean, it's going to, yeah, it's pretty obvious, right? It's pretty obvious that's what we want to do. Okay, so let me go in here versus these guys. Even if we have to fight against 500, I don't really mind. Oh, really? We're not fighting against 500. Okay, interesting. Kind of surprising right there. I would have expected this guy to, well, actually come in and join the fight, but apparently not. Yeah, apparently not. So I guess we're going to have a nice little time here with this fellow. He's going to have a great time with us. We are going to welcome him with open arms and absolutely destroy him. Yes, absolutely destroy him. Now, bear in mind that obviously thanks to one of our career skills, we're able to regenerate 15 winds of magic every single time we finish a battle. So even going into auto-resolve battles actually makes a difference. That's why we have 47 now instead of whatever it was before. And let's see here. Okay, so archers do seem to be the play. Let's have a look. Once again, we will be following the rule that we have, well, shall we say that I've come up with, I guess. But basically, I just want to try to eliminate as many people as possible while remaining somewhat controlled. I don't really want to send our forces in and basically be like, oh yeah, just randomly run around and do whatever, you know. I'd like them to run in and be somewhat defensive still, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit defensive, because we don't want them to be, you know, reckless and get themselves all murdered and killed and everything, you know. That's not going to be particularly good. So yeah, as you can see right here, obviously the archers are going to be running away from us. That is not exactly what we want, so I'm just going to do something like this. And then we're going to be casting Hand of Gork right on top of them. Boom, there you go. Now let's charge. Everyone charge. Everyone charge. And this is going to absolutely destroy the opponent 6 ways from Sunday, because they have no idea what has just happened. That is hopefully what's going to occur here. Maybe. I mean, I'm not really doing that much damage myself. There we go. Not too bad. Let's try and get our hands on some of these gunners. Some of these blasted gunners. Thank you. And wow, the enemy is literally just disintegrating. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting that. I thought we were gonna, you know, have pretty significant increase in our kill potential, but that was very fast. That was extremely quick, and indeed, I feel quite strong. Is it just me? I'm not even wearing particularly good armor, by the way. I'm wearing well, pretty terrible armor, all things considered. And I don't seem to be taking that much damage at all. And obviously, bear in mind, we're still playing on Bannerlord difficulty. We're still playing with the, you know, with the damage modifier, you know, full damage to what is it? Full damage to player character or whatever it's called. And I'm very surprised we're not taking that much damage. I guess it is because we are against the Empire as well. I mean, the Empire, no offense, they're not really that strong. So, you know, I mean, they can be strong, especially with their Griffin Knights and stuff like that. But when it comes to regular armies like this, they mostly have fodder. They mostly have a lot of fodder, and it's pretty easy for us to deal with it. Anyway, 180 in Spellcraft right there, so that's not too bad. We're also getting a little bit of teeth. As I said to you before, we are literally just going to be taking tier 4s and above, as long as I have space. There we go. And then the rest of them will be donated for teeth. I think that kind of makes sense. I think that's kind of a nice little thing that we're going to do there, because obviously the nearby town already has a full prisoner hold. So it's not going to be something that we can really do anything about. Hopefully we're going to be capturing another town sometime soon. I mean, we do have Orc Heart, so we could technically go over there and do a little bit of something with our prisoners, but I don't really think that's necessary. Okay, so what do we have here? Does this guy want to fight us? I'm not sure if I really care about fighting him right now, to be honest. I feel like maybe going over to Orc Heart would make sense. Is it going to take us 2 days to do that? Because remember, Spring 14, I'm going to remember, right? Spring 14 is when we need to be back at the Shrine of Manaan to be as efficient as possible. Unfortunately, my... Okay, I'm actually not hurting or anything like that. I'm just overburdened by a small margin. I'm actually quite surprised that we're moving so slowly, but that is obviously because we just don't have that much cavalry, I assume. Or I have no idea, actually. I have no idea why we're moving so slowly, but there you go. Anyway... I guess it's because we don't have a scout. That would probably make sense. What about this guy? Is he a scout? No, he's just a steward. Once again, I don't know why. I don't know why we're getting those, but yeah. Anyway, we can just donate this guy for another 99 influence, get massive amounts of cash from this, and we're also going to be getting a load more cash from selling this. We could also technically donate, you know, we could donate stuff if we wanted to. I don't really see the point in that, though, unless we own... You know, unless we own the town, I think that's going to be the main thing that we have to consider there. Let's actually just have a look. 35 days. Wow. Okay, 35 days, really. That's actually insane. Let's just sell all of this. Nice little bit of money. And we're going to make our way back to the shrine. As you can see, it is actually Spring 14 now, so I am going to be a little bit late. Alright, so we actually got there. Now we can do a little bit of looting. Obviously, the looting is very, very simple and nice and easy. And I think we're going to go over to the Shrine of Mork as well. And just do a little bit of praying there as well. As you can see, we are a follower. I'm not entirely sure. I think it shows our rating, our follower rating, after the buff expires. So I think I'm just gonna wait around here. I prayed, wait, no, I looted on Spring 15, was that true? I think Spring 15, so I was like 1 day late, but yeah, it's gonna take 5 days, so Spring 20 is probably when we're gonna be able to go back there, hopefully, at least. That would be kind of nice. I mean, obviously, it's just gonna take some time for me to do this. I might, in fact, literally just go off screen and do that, because... Well, otherwise it's me just being like, oh yeah, let me just do this. There we go. I'm actually devoted now. Okay, there we go. We are actually devoted to Mork at this point, so that's pretty cool. And look at that. It's actually almost Spring 20, hilariously enough. Seems like time passes quite quickly in this mod, so that is actually kind of nice. That does mean that we can be a little bit quicker when we're doing these kinds of things. I am actually going to go for Walk It Off here. We're going to go for Grand Prayers. That's always nice as well. And we're just going to wait until Spring 20. Alright, so as I was just waiting here, I was just minding my own business, you know. I was just being a very, very relaxed little orc. Unfortunately, these guys... They didn't care. They didn't care about that. So we're just going to be, we're going to be destroying them. Yeah, we're going to be destroying them and maybe nom-nomming on their bones after we dispatch them with the utmost ferocity, of course. Obviously, I did loot the shrine one more time, and I'm almost ready to loot it again. Unfortunately, it does seem to be one of those cases where, well, generally what you're going to have to do, or what you're going to aim to do, of course, is you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to just run around and do whatever I can to spend the time. So, you know, just try to be as efficient as possible with your time expense. Because that's ideally what you want to do. You know, you want to run around, you want to try and make money, you want to try and get renown, you know, influence, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that wonderful stuff, right? And then, once the 5 days are up, you want to be close enough to go to a shrine. Doesn't matter whether it's this shrine or another shrine. And then, obviously, loot it. That's the ideal thing that you can do. But obviously for me, that doesn't really seem to be happening very easily. Because, let's face it, there's not much for me to do around here apart from fight these vassals, of course. And that's ideally what I'd like to do too, but it depends. It depends whether you can find them, you know, because sometimes you can't even find them and it's just absolutely terrible, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to use Mork. There we go. I did no damage. Oh, right, that is absolutely unforgivable, really. It's absolutely terrible. Okay, Brain Burst to release then. Boom. There we go. Nice little explosion to 49 enemies. Alright. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. Okay, let's do some little bashing, shall we? We're going to have to... Well, technically we are killing a huge amount of enemies, so I don't know whether I really need to change where our forces are attacking or anything like that. I don't think so. Not just yet. I'm just attempting to do as much damage as possible here. I am blinded by our spell effects. Actually, hilarious. Let's see now. Okay, so Hand of Gork. Oh, Gaze of Mork. Yeah, let's use that on these guys. There we go. Wow. Did so much damage to so many people, right? Yeah. Absolutely not. Yes, absolutely not. But it is giving me a little bit of spellcraft skill, I guess. I mean, I suppose that's kind of okay-ish, decent-ish. Not really. But yeah, I have told my forces to charge in now, so we are just going to be going for it. And what we're also going to do, of course, is we're going to teleport them. Yeah, we're going to teleport them all the way over here so that we are now in amongst these guys. Let's tell them to charge. I don't know whether I did that already, but I'm going to do it now. And we're just going to be a little bit careful about how I swing here. Just going to try to make sure I don't get too separated from our forces. And I can kind of buff ourselves a little bit here. And let's get hard as nails in a second. There we go. Nice. Cast that. I want to try to cast that on cooldown if I can, because that's going to be the main thing here. You know, that's going to be a big deal. Alright, so unfortunately I didn't really hit anything there, but oh, we did level up. Okay, that's nice. Kind of want to level up as much as I possibly can, of course, because we need those career points, and they are inevitably going to be the most annoying thing to get, I believe, with the exception of obviously doing the doing the quest itself, because the quest itself is going to be dangerous from a time expense perspective. Going to be pretty difficult for us to do that. I'm actually just going to zoom ahead here, because what's going to happen after I have looted all of the shrines, the 15 shrines that I probably should have been looting them this entire time. I think I kind of neglected them a little bit. Maybe that's the reason why we're not really well, shall we say, not really getting the most out of them that we could potentially. But yeah, anyway, point is, once that's done, we're going to get the next batch of, the next batch of quest objectives. And it's actually going to be extremely difficult, in my opinion, because, well, you know how it is. They're probably going to ask us to, I don't even know what, to be honest, but they're probably going to ask us to loot. I kind of hesitate a little bit to say what I think it's going to be, because I don't want to jinx myself, despite the fact that obviously there is no jinxing involved because it's already predetermined. But despite that, I'm a little bit worried. Let's just say that. Okay, the question is, do I want leadership skill? Well, I don't really want leadership skill anymore, so I guess I will go for the two-handed. And yeah, so basically what I'm thinking is I'm going to just go ahead and jinx myself if it is going to happen. I think, considering what we currently have here, I'm thinking that the next quest is going to have us praying 10 times. So 10 prayers, right? I think they're probably going to require us to get 250 or even 300 spellcraft skill. I hope it's not 300. That's all I can say. I really hope it's not 300. If it is, I'm not entirely sure if I'm even going to be able to do it, because it takes ages. And I think it's probably going to be 250 faith skill, probably something like that. And then learn, I don't know how many orc enchantments, probably, what, 15 or something crazy like that? I don't know. The converting loot, I don't think is going to be that bad. I think that's going to be quite easy to do. So if there is something like that, maybe 300,000 or something, that should be pretty simple. Looting 15 shrines, I think it's probably going to be something like 150 shrines. I'm obviously joking, but I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, let's go and make our way over here. I kind of don't want these guys to attack me, to be honest. Alright, okay, well, I kind of didn't want them to do this, but yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it. Alright, okay, so we've got 800. Okay, that's actually quite a significant amount. My trolls are ready. I have 85 Black Orc bosses, and I can buff them significantly, so... Well, this is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a big one for the ages, isn't it? So... let's see if we can actually manage to achieve victory here. If we do, this is going to be very, very good. And if we don't, well, then it's a defeat. And then we're going to have to deal with it, you know, in our own time. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We're going to eventually get over there and try to murder our... Oh, wow. Oh, no, thank goodness. Okay. I was actually wondering whether the river was going to be a problem. But it doesn't seem like it. Seems like it's going to be absolutely fine. Okay, so first of all, what we want to do is... Okay, everyone's grouping up. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's go and do this. Ooh. That's kind of bad, isn't it? That's really annoying, actually. Yeah, it's really annoying that it does that. Oh, well, never mind. I can't really do much about it, can I? Oh, well. Okay, so let's just see here. Where's my cursor? There it is. Okay, let's use it. There we go. Nice. I did 60... Nice. 63 hits. And we're just going to tell all of our forces... I'm going to teleport some forces back here and then tell everyone to charge in. That's what we're going to do. Just going to try to surround them as best as I possibly can. I think someone told me about this strategy. And, yeah, I got to say, I quite like this. I'd like to avoid getting myself killed, if at all possible. So I'm going to try to run around here a little bit. Wow, yeah, there's a load of people. There are so many people here. It's actually crazy how many enemies there actually are in this area. A little bit worried. How are we doing? Gaze of Mork, I guess I could use that over there. Nice, do little, very small amount of damage. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, okay, well, at the moment we're actually doing completely fine. We are just absolutely slaughtering everything in sight, so that's nice. I think that... should be... Yeah, Brain Burster once again. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to use Brain Burster just yet. Not until enemy forces are completely and utterly together. And... Ooh, no. Getting shot. I did say earlier in the episode, oh, yes, I'm not dying that much. And now I'm dying. So, yeah, that's great, isn't it? Okay, so let's do this. Hard as Nails is ready in about 2 seconds. Let's use Gaze of Mork over here. Nice. Okay, a little bit of damage. Not really that great, but good enough. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use Hand of... no, actually, I'm going to use Brain Burster. Boom, there we go. Did 90 targets. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, that is really, really perfect right there. I'm kind of hoping I'm not going to die because I need to cast more spells. I do need to cast more spells, ideally. There we go. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm keeping my forces into a charge here. I'm not entirely sure if that's the right way to go about things, but I'm going to just try it out. And yeah, now we have the ability to teleport them. So what I'm going to do is we're going to teleport probably over here. Oh, wow. I'm actually not entirely sure where to teleport, to be honest. Let's go over here. This is... Have I told them to charge? Did I tell them to charge properly, or are they just charging randomly against, you know, I don't know what, infantry or something? Hopefully I'm not going to get shot in the face now. Okay, come on out. Just avoid taking damage from these guys. Nice, good damage, good damage. Okay, and we can do this in a little bit of time. Do that. There we go. Give me some Winds of Magic if we can kill our opponents. Wow, there are so many enemies, though. There are so many enemies. I'm actually not entirely sure if we're even going to be able to do this. I'm going to throw my spell over there. Doubt that's going to hit. Of course it's not. Of course it's not going to hit. Yeah, that's a classic and a half. Alright, well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Okay, so we got Brain Burster, we got Hard as Nails coming up in just a second. I don't think I have enough. Do I have enough to be able to cast it? I think I do. Okay, we're going to have to do it. There we go, cast it. 27 seconds. I'm going to need to use Brain Burster. We can use Gaze of Mork over there. Nice, a little bit of damage. Gonna try to use Brain Burster. Oh no, I don't have enough. Okay, I don't have enough mana. Oh, that is so sad. 15. Oh no. Okay, we should be okay though, I think. Call of the Green is almost up. So I'm going to try my best to survive while still dealing some damage. Nice, there it is. There's the cast. Now I can hopefully get Brain Burster, and wow, there are so many enemies. It's actually insane how many there actually are. How many have we killed so far? 500! That's really nice. That's actually really, really good. I'm surprised. Okay, let's do this. Nice little damage. Oh, 20. Only 20 damage, or should we say 20 hits? That's not particularly good. I was kind of hoping for a bit more than that, to be honest, but... well, what can you do, eh? What can you do? It's not always gonna work out in your favor. Let's see if we can do something here, though. Oh, yeah. Nice. Get that guy on the floor there, and I think I'm gonna die. There we go. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead now. Okay, so let's have a look. How many did they actually kill of us? They've killed 87 of us. Do we have the ability to win this? I think we do, but my orcs are gonna have to consolidate. Yeah, it looks like it's working. It looks like it is just about going to work. Okay, whew, that was close. That was very, very close right there. Look at that. Yeah. There we go. 700. Yeah, what? Only 163 renown. Wow, I was actually thinking that this was going to be much more. But we did get Clan Tier 4. Clan Tier 4, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for that. And we're just going to be taking all these guys prisoner. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swap these guys around, because what I would like to do is get the highest tier units available. I'm actually going to be taking all the highest tier units. And then we're just going to be doing this. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, this is pretty annoying. Okay, I'm going to get 1,500 teeth. That's crazy. And we get Dragon Blood, which I, again, don't need. I think that's quite funny how I'm just getting some random enchantment material that doesn't really help me that much. I'd love to get gemstones, and that's the reason why I personally feel like it would be very cool if there was a merchant or something like that that would enable me to purchase that stuff, or at the very least, that would allow me to trade it. You know what I mean? So, like, for example, if I have Dragon Blood, it would be super nice if I could trade the Dragon Blood for some gemstones, for example. I think that would be fun. Alright, so we made it over to the town, and we're just going to be giving these guys... okay, there we go. 118 influence, not too bad. And I'm not entirely sure what else to do here at the moment, because, yeah, I think I'll probably just sell some meat. I think that's probably the best course of action. I want to try to make sure that we keep as much loot as possible from now on, I guess, because if we do get our hands on our own town, we're probably going to need that. As you can see, I have 7 gemstones. I've been fighting basically any orcs I can get my hands on, but unfortunately they are, well, let's just say it's not that easy to find them. Not that easy to find them at all. Alright, so let's go back to the shrine. And we'll try to loot that as soon as possible. Fosric's Fortress. Investigate the Citadel closer. Yeah, this is something that could potentially work, because we do have spellcraft. The Citadel's architecture even stirs to life, responding to an enigmatic force that seems to emanate from within. Stone walls fold upon stone walls. The grandeur of the Citadel diminishes with each graceful fold, its imposing structure transforming into a fraction of its previous size. In a matter of moments, what was once a monumental fortress is now reduced to a mere semblance of itself, a sight that leaves you spellbound. As you reach the spot where the Citadel once stood, there remains only an empty space, as if the very earth had swallowed it whole. A mixture of awe and bewilderment fills your heart, urging you to fathom the mysteries of the magical phenomenon at play. Use your knowledge of magic to detect what's unique about the fortress. Success. Drawing upon your knowledge of magic, you attempt to decipher what is truly going on. Realization that dawns upon you. Then dawns upon you even. The legends of Fosric, the enigmatic wizard architect, resonate with what you've witnessed. The Citadel you've encountered, now vanished, aligns perfectly with the tales of Fosric's awe-inspiring floating fortresses. These grand constructs could fold themselves into compact forms, defying logic as they transformed into objects as small as a chest, or expand into towering citadels at will. Your insight pierces through the mystique, revealing the workings of Fosric's artistry. With newfound understanding, you step forward, your knowledge of the Citadel's nature illuminating your path in the wilderness. And I didn't get any spellcraft experience. Okay. I was hopeful for some spellcraft experience right there, but I didn't get very lucky, unfortunately. I was very much hoping it would. Anyway, I am going to be able to go and do my 10th raid, I guess. 10th loot. There we go. Let's do it. Let's see how much we're actually going to get. Let me have a look. Yeah, that's my 10th. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take me quite some time to do this. So what I will do is I will end this episode off here. I'm going to raid or loot the next 5. So it's going to take me another 25 days, technically, to be able to do that. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.